DoorDash versus Uber Eats, Uber Eats versus DoorDash. Which is better? Which one is the best one to choose for you? We're going to be talking about that. Also, tips and tricks and strategies. So let's get started. You may say, well, you're Dasher Phil, you're going to be biased. No, I'm going to tell you my experience of doing this nearly 3 years now and doing thousands of DoorDash orders and hundreds, not exactly thousands, of Uber Eats orders, but Uber Eats was my first love. It was the first one that I actually got started with. And about 2 or 3 weeks later, I discovered DoorDash in my market and it worked pretty well. And it's kind of funny how I actually figured out which was better in my market because I actually talked to managers and staff inside the restaurants. Hey, which do you get more orders off of? And more people said DoorDash. So I was like, well, I'm going to get on that bandwagon if I want to get some more orders and offers. And that gave birth to my gig work career, and I haven't looked back. And there's a lot of things I learned along the way. But let's first talk about which one is better. How can I know? Because you don't just have to go in and talk to the people in the restaurant. You can just test and tinker in your own market. Try Uber Eats one day, try DoorDash another, or try them both at the same time, which would be called multi-apping. And you don't have to just multi-app just from 2 different ones. You can do 3, 4, 5, whatever you can manage, and you can still stay sane. And both of these have metrics. When you have Uber Eats, Blue, Gold, Platinum, or Diamond, and of course you have an acceptance rating that you have to maintain now with Uber Eats. And you gotta keep up with the points. With Uber Eats, the goal, at least for me in my market, you have to have a 30% acceptance rating and 200 points. With Platinum, you're gonna have 50% acceptance rating and 500 points. And with the Diamond, 50% acceptance rating and 1,000 points. And each one of these tiers, they both claim that you can actually get high paying offers. The higher the tier, the better it is. But me personally, I have not actually been a part of this tier program with Uber Eats. So I can't just really say, oh, Uber Eats is really awesome when it comes to Gold, Platinum, or Diamond. Because right now, I'm just struggling to get just decent offers right now. It might be just the market I'm in, but it has been a good enough platform to work off of. Because every now and then, I'll get some pretty decent offers on Uber Eats. Now, on the flip side of that, when it comes to DoorDash, it has been easier for me to actually get and maintain silver, gold, or platinum status. Because where I'm at in my market, I have seen more better offers just so I can get my wheels a moving. Unlike Uber Eats, I'll see more of the $2 for 6 miles or $4 for 10 miles. Then I might get excited for a second when I first see $12, but it turns out to be 35 miles. I'm like, oh my gosh, seriously? Dang, that was deceptive for a moment. You just got me happy, Uber Eats. And I'm not saying that I don't ever get bad or see bad orders off of DoorDash, because I still see upside down orders on DoorDash as well. But I can still say that most of my offers have been more consistently better. But just because I say that for my market, your market may be the flip side, where you're seeing more better offers on Uber Eats than DoorDash. So be sure and test and tinker in your market to see which one is better for you. But no matter which platform you're working off, DoorDash, Uber Eats, or anything else with food delivery, you're going to want to make sure that you're working in those prime time slots of lunch or a dinner rush. Sometimes even a morning rush can be pretty good. I've even noticed, even in my market and some other markets in my area, notice things are clicking around 5:30 a.m. and keep on going to 7 or a little bit after. So if you got the availability, test it out. Then after that, test out that 11 to 2. Test the dinner rush 5 to 9. Be like a mad scientist or something and just test these things in your area. And of course, both of these show like little hot zones and showing you like restaurants where you could be going to, but you can't just depend on that 100%. It's actually gonna be best if you actually discover which restaurant in your area is busy and which one that might have more tips. For example, going to McDonald's. It's not always going to be the greatest. Every now and then you'll get a nice one or a banger, but it might also be like $4, $4.55 maybe. And if it's not busy and it's not too many miles, maybe you can go ahead and take it to knock it out, just so you can keep on moving. And that's for either platform. Now, I can hear someone in the comments
say, I never want to take a $4 order.
Well, that's cool. Don't. You can still have your standards. If you just want your standards at $6 or $7, whatever your standards is, go for it. Because if you're willing to wait for those, if you got time to wait, go for it. But the longer you wait, you could be leaving money on the table. Next is learn your market, learn your restaurants, know some different ways and different routes to get around in your market, because there's going to be times where you're really going to need some of those shortcuts. And just as you need to know these shortcuts in your area, also even have like a backup market of where you can go to when things aren't going good in your market. Maybe you want to try another city that's next to you. It's like you can't be just married to one app unless it's just working for you like that. Well, you don't have to be married just for one town or city. And whether you're working for DoorDash, Uber Eats, or any other app, make sure you're doing what you can to track your mileages, track your expenses, such as the Solo app that I have on the link below. And when you use my link below, not only do you get a 7-day free trial, but once you subscribe, you get $10 off your first subscription. How you doing? Then you have DoorDash Earn by Time, which is on the comparison to Uber Eats flat rate. Which one to choose? Which one's better? Test and tinker. Because if you're talking about for me, I'm not the type of person I just really like to shop like that. Because if I'm going to go shopping, I really need it. I would like it to be under 10 items, need to be low mileages, and of course, the pay has to be good. No questions asked. But which one do I actually like when it comes to order volume? It seems like Uber Eats has a ton of orders. And one thing I really like about Uber Eats that does, I believe, better than anybody that I'm aware of, I really like how Uber Eats, as you're just about to deliver, they're trying to send you another offer for you to take. I know sometimes that can actually get in the way when you're actually trying to deliver that and trying to see the address and see all the details of the one you're about to deliver. But there is some pros and cons, because when they send you trash, you have to kind of hurry up and delete it off so you can keep on working that one. But if you do have a good one, like an $8 for low mileage, bam, you got it and you're ready for the next order. And if it's not right before it, sometimes it might be just right after you deliver the order, they'll send you an offer. I like how Uber Eats keeps you moving. I feel like I can just keep on stacking and stacking and going with Uber Eats. Now, when it comes to DoorDash, I haven't had like the order come right before I dropped off, but right when I get done delivering it, I've had orders pop up even before I get to the car or as I'm getting in the car. That's good and cool, but it's just not as often as Uber Eats. Granted, some of those Uber Eats orders are just sometimes $3, $4 for high mileages. They just throw it all up there on the wall and just hope something sticks. And if it sticks, it sticks. It don't, it don't. But they are giving you some offers. And from my experience that I've seen, for them giving me stacked offers in the very beginning, they're both kind of tied for me. I can see both of them giving me stacked offers just about the same. But if I had a given edge, I'd probably give the edge to Uber Eats on that one as well. But if I had to pick one, and that would be more of volume. But if I want to say an actual better order, I would probably give that edge to DoorDash, because I've seen just overall just better orders where I'm at. But no matter which platform you're using, keep staying encouraged, because you're going to have good days and bad days no matter what platform you're going to come across. Everybody has bad offers, and most of them have good offers. But just be there ready to snag them up. And for all those brand new drivers out there, remember you're not alone. We've all had ups and downs, scars and the bruises in this game, because you're going to go through some struggles and frustrations. But that's why we have a good community right here you can talk with, give feedback with, to help you each and every day. And I hope you got value out of this video. So if you could hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Also consider channel membership, and see me in the next video.